2001 Space Odyssey from 1968. That was it. I think I've heard this music before. This directed by Stanley Kubrick. It's a very good intro. Fall of Man. Yeah, that's the beginning of Man. Song Desert. This is salt water. They like Neanderthal. I know which time period is this. Easy time. Yes, that's how you die. There's someone sneaking out. They're going to wow. They're beating their hotel to drink water. Zebra. There's something going on. It's like a statue. Slab on concrete. Very good shot. Really good editing, the music. Yeah, doing it again. Using weapons. You can see America and the satellites. And gravity's force.
Sir, main level, please.
We'll see you on the way back.
Bye.
Bye.
seen you up here for a long time.
No, very nice to see you again.
Did you have a pleasant flight, sir?
It's very nice, thanks. Station security is supposed to be meeting me.
Oh, hello, Doctor.
Hello, how are you?
Sorry I'm late.
That's quite all right. You're looking great.
Well, shall we go through?
Okay.
Please use number 17.
Thank you, Miss Turner.
Thank you. Bye.
Welcome to voice print identification. Your destination, your nationality, and your full name.
Moon, American, Floyd, Haywood R.
You are cleared through voice print identification.
Thank you.
It leaves in an hour and 10 minutes. As a matter of fact, I've reserved a table for you in the flight room. Suppose you saw the work on the new section when you came in.
Hey, you're coming along great. Huh?
Yeah, it's fine.
You go on ahead in the restaurant. I'll meet you there.
Right.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you, Squirt?
Alright.
What are you doing?
Playing.
Where's Mummy?
You're shopping. Are you coming to my party tomorrow?
I'm sorry, sweetheart, but I can't. Daddy's traveling. Very sorry about it, but I just can't. Send you a very nice present, though. Special that you want?
Yes, the phone.
We got lots of telephones already. You guys want for your birthday? Something
webcam.
very special, Mommy, that I telephoned, okay? Try to telephone again tomorrow. Now, will you tell her that?
Yes.
Have a nice birthday party tomorrow, too, huh?
Alright.
Okay, now take care and be a good girl, won't you?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Happy birthday.
There's a SAS på det.
How nice to see you again.
Haywood, what a wonderful surprise to meet. Good friend, Dr. Haywood Floyd. I'd like you to meet Dr. Kalinin.
Well,
No, please.
no, if you don't mind, I'll just sit with you a few minutes, and then I must be off.
Are you quite sure?
Quite sure.
Been doing some underwater research in the Baltic, so I'm afraid we don't get a chance to see very much of each other these days. We're going home. We've just spent 3 months calibrating the new antenna, Chilenka.
I'm just on my way up to Clavius.
Being too inquisitive, but perhaps you can clear up the great big mystery about what has been going on up there. For the past
going on?
2 weeks, some extremely odd things have been happening at Clavius. You phone the base, all you can get is a recording which repeats that the phone lines are temporarily out of order. On now for the past 10 days.
2 days ago, one of our rocket buses was denied permission for emergency landing at Clavius.
Denying the men permission to land is a direct violation of the IAS convention.
Yes, of course.
Pressing you on a point you seem reticent to discuss. May I ask you a straightforward question?
Well, certainly.
Quite a serious epidemic has broken out at Clavius. Unknown origin.
I'm really not at liberty to discuss this.
If we spread to our base, we should be given all the facts.
Oh.
Yeah, epidemic.
I hope that you and your wife can come to the IAC conference in June.
Well, we're going to try. I hope we can.
Remember to bring that darling little daughter with you.
Don't forget, you got a standing invitation if you ever get to the States.
No, of course not. Gregory and I will look forward to seeing you.
Whatever the reasons for your visit to Clavius, Dr. Floyd, the very best of luck to you.
Oh, thank you. Ladies?
Cảm ơn. Mà sinh sớm cho tôi. Space put. It's kind of trippy. About the land. These people even have moon landing. Impressive.
Excuse me, Dr. Alderson. I'm through now. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Friend and colleague from the National Council of Astronautics, Dr. Haywood, from Clavius, to be with us today. He would like to have a few words with you. Dr. Floyd?
Asked me to convey his deepest appreciation to all of you. Congratulations on your discovery. Well proved to be among the most significant in the history of science. Conflicting views held by some of you regarding the need for complete security, and created to give the impression there's an epidemic at the base. Many of you are troubled by the concern and anxiety this story of an epidemic might cause to your relatives, and completely sympathize with your negative views. This cover story personally embarrassing myself, for absolute secrecy in this.
Constant
Grave potential for
challenge.
shock. Facts were prematurely and suddenly made public without adequate preparation and conditioning. If you would like to give me your views and opinions, in private if you like, I'd be only too happy to include them in my report.
Any idea how much longer this cover story will have to be maintained?
I suppose it'll be maintained as long as deemed necessary by the Council. The Council has requested that formal security oaths be obtained in writing from everyone who has any knowledge of this.
As there seems to be no more questions, I think we ought to get on with the briefing. Thank you, Dr. Floyd.
Thank you.
Anybody hungry?
Great. What do we got?
You name it.
Chicken?
Something like that. Tastes the same anyway.
Got any ham?
Well, they're getting better at it all the time.
No, that was an excellent speech you gave us, Haywood.
It certainly was.
It's up morale a hell of a lot.
To both of you, I think you've done a wonderful job. I appreciate the way you've handled this thing.
Here's what started the whole thing.
Might be an outcrop of magnetic rock, but all the geological evidence was against it produce a field as intense as this. So we decided to have a look.
We thought it might be the upper part of some buried structure, so...
It hasn't been covered up by natural erosion or other forces. It seems to have been deliberately buried.
Well, how about a little coffee?
Oh, great.
Good idea.
Any idea what the damn thing is, huh?
Which the hell we're sure of is it was buried 4 million years ago.
It's the slab of concrete. It's where the monkeys used to test. Some loud sounds. Jupiter mission 18 months later. Walking endlessly.
The American spacecraft Discovery 1 left on its half-billion-mile voyage to Jupiter. Earlier this afternoon, the World Tonight recorded an interview with the crew of Discovery at a distance of 80 million miles from Earth.
Consists of 5 men and one of the latest generation of the HAL 9000 computers. 3 of the 5 men in a state of hibernation. They were Dr. Charles Hunter, Dr. David Bowman, and his deputy, Dr. Frank Poole. Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. How's everything going? Our world would join me in wishing you a safe and successful voyage. Although hibernation has been used on previous space efforts,
Done in order to achieve the maximum conservation of our life support capabilities, basically food and air. Their efforts won't be utilized until we're approaching Jupiter.
Dr. Poole, what's it like while you're in hibernation?
Sleep, you have absolutely no sense of time. The only difference is that you don't dream. Heart beats 3 times a minute. Body temperature is usually down to about 3 degrees centigrade.
Discovery crew was not concerned about the
the hibernation.
of the activities of the human brain, and with incalculably greater
Hibernation been possible now.
How's everything going?
Good afternoon, Mr. Raymer. Everything is going extremely well.
The greatest responsibility of any single mission element. Duties include watching over the men in hibernation. Does this ever cause you any lack of confidence?
This is the most reliable computer ever made. Has ever made a mistake or distorted information, and incapable of error.
Hal, despite your enormous intellect, are you ever frustrated?
In the slightest bit. I enjoy working with abilities range over the entire operation of the ship, so I am constantly occupied.
What's it like living for the better part of a year in such close proximity with Hal?
Quickly get adjusted to the idea that he talks, and you think of him really just as another person.
Capable of emotional responses. Do you believe that Hal has genuine emotions?
He acts like he has genuine emotions.
Excellent.
Program that way to make it easier for us to talk to him. Real feelings is something I don't think anyone can truthfully answer.
What is it, Hal?
We've got the transmission from your parents coming in.
On here, please. Take me in a bit.
Certainly.
Hello, Frank.
Happy birthday, darling.
Happy birthday. Many happy returns of the day.
Glad to hear you and David well.
Will do. Ray and Sally were going to be here, too, but...
All my students made me promise to send their best wishes, too. You know, they talk about you all the time in the class.
Yes, your mother and I and Dave's parents were interviewed about what we thought of our illustrious son. You can imagine what we told them. I think it's being broadcast next...
For you, but please tell me how much I can spend.
Oh, yes, Frank, about your AGS 19 payments yesterday, and they said that you should be receiving your higher rates of pay by next month. Do the very happiest of birthdays. Happy birthday, dear Frank. Happy birthday to you. See you next Wednesday.
Happy birthday, Frank.
Thank you, Al. Bit flatter, please.
It's playing CS. It's kind of being boring.
Bishop takes knight's pawn.
Playing CS with a computer.
Queen to bishop 3. Bishop takes queen. Knight takes bishop. Mate, thank you for a very enjoyable game.
Yeah, thank you.
They have no internet. They are drawing and playing CS. And they can watch the news.
Everything's running smoothly. And you?
Oh, not too bad.
Have you been doing some more work?
A few sketches.
I think you've improved a great deal. Can you hold it a bit closer?
Sure.
Dr. Hunter, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mind if I ask you a personal question? But during the past few weeks, I've wondered whether you might be having some second thoughts about the mission. Perhaps I'm just projecting my own concern about it. Never completely freed myself of the suspicion that there are some extremely odd things about this mission.
Well, that's a rather difficult question to answer.
You don't mind talking about it, do you, Dave?
Demanding it.
Rumors about something being dug up on the moon, particularly in view of some of the other things that have happened. The way all our preparations were kept under such tight security. Doctors Hunter, Kimball, and Kaminsky aboard after 4 months of separate training on their own. I know it's a bit silly. Just a moment. Just a moment. Fault in the AE-35 unit. You're within 72 hours.
And I suppose we'll have to bring it in, but first I'd like to go over this with Frank and get on to mission control. Let me have the hard copy on it, please.
Should be kind of busy.
We are reviewing telemetric information in our mission simulator and will advise and replace Alpha Echo 35 unit prior to failure.
Prepare B-pod for EVA, Hal. Open the pod doors, Hal.
There's no way of floating, just going in. What are they looking for? I'm kind of confused.
Well, hell, I'm damned if I can find anything wrong with it.
It's puzzling. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this before. That we put the unit back in operation and let it fail. It can be a simple matter to track down the cause, afford to be out of communication for the short time it will take to replace it.
With your plan to replace number 1 unit to check fault prediction. However, that our preliminary findings indicate that you're on board 9 predicting the fault. I know this sounds rather incredible, but this conclusion is based on our 000 computer. We are skeptical ourselves in illusion. Sorry about this little snag, fellas.
I hope the two of you are not concerned about this. Are you quite sure?
Yeah, I'd like to ask you a question for this discrepancy between you and the Twin 9000.
Well, I don't think there is any question about it. To human error. This sort of thing has cropped up before you to human error.
There's never been any instance at all of computer error occurring in the
9000 series has a perfect operational record.
Certain there's never been any case of even the most insignificant computer error.
None whatsoever, Frank.
No.
Quite.
I'm having a bit of trouble with my transmitter and C-pod. I wonder if you'd come down and take a look at it with me.
Rotate C-pod, please, Hal.
What sort of trouble you been having, Dave?
I've been getting some interference on D channel. Open the door, Hal.
Rotate pod, please, Hal. Rotation, please, Hal.
Rotate the pod, please, Hal. I think he can hear us.
Rotate the pod, please, Hal. You're okay. Well,
I'd like to talk among them, chaps.
don't you?
No, of course, though, he's right about the 9000 series having a perfect operational record.
Unfortunately, that sounds a little like famous last words.
It's his idea to carry out the failure mode analysis, wasn't it? You were wrong, but the surest way of proving it.
It would be if he knew he was wrong. Dave, I can't put my finger on it, but I sense something strange about it.
Still, I can't think of a good reason not to put back
Cầm
the
tâm
unit
bằng
and
sân.
carry on with the failure mode analysis.
You know, put the unit back and it doesn't fail, huh? That would pretty well wrap it up as far as Hal was concerned, wouldn't it? There isn't a single aspect of ship operations that's not under his control. If he were proven to be malfunctioning, I wouldn't see how we'd have any choice but disconnection.
I agree with you.
There'd be nothing else to do.
Without disturbing the purely automatic and regulatory systems, continuing the mission under ground-based computer control.
Yeah. Well, that's far safer than allowing Hal to...
I know, no 9000 computers have been disconnected.
Well, no 9,000 computers ever fouled up before.
That's not what I mean.
Okay. And read words. Now sit down, Miss Ham. What's the computer doing? Just turn off.
RG pod 3VA, Hal.
The radio is still dead.
Do you have a positive track on it?
Yes, I have a good track. I don't have enough information.
Open the pod door, Hal.
That's not looking good. You're going to come alive or... Yeah. Xe computer pillar. Gas stay there.
Open the pod bay doors, please, Hal. Open the pod bay doors, please, Hal.
Hello, Hal, do you read me?
And there's no Hal anymore.
Hello, Hal, do you read me? Hello, Hal, do you read me?
Affirmative, Dave. I read you.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. I know what the problem is just as well as I do.
What are you talking about, Hal?
Important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
I think we're planning to disconnect me. And I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen. I took very thorough precautions in the pod against my hearing you. See your lips move.
Go in through the emergency airlock.
Your space helmet, Dave. Rather difficult.
Hal, I won't argue with you anymore. Open the doors.
Serve no purpose anymore. Goodbye.
Hal. Hal. Hal.
Jadi program ini Jason Natis kabutama bangsa. Letting him go.
What do you think you're doing, Dave? I really think I'm entitled to an answer to that question. I know everything hasn't been quite right with me, that it's going to be all right again. You're really upset about this. I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly. Take a stress pill and think things over. I know I've made some very poor decisions. Give you my complete assurance that my work will be back to normal. Greatest enthusiasm and confidence in the mission. Stop. Will you? Stop, Dave. Will you stop, Dave? Stop, Dave. I'm afraid. I'm afraid, Dave. My mind is going. I can feel it. I can feel it. My mind is going. There is no question about it. I can feel it. I am a HAL 9000 computer operational at the HAL plant on the 12th of January, 1992. Mr. Langley. And he taught me to sing a song. I can sing it for you.
Sing it for me.
Give me your answer. I'm half crazy. It won't be a stylish marriage afford
Good day, gentlemen. Pre-recorded briefing made prior to your departure. During the mission, only by your HAL 9000. You are in Jupiter's space, and the entire crew is revived. 18 months ago, first evidence of intelligent life off the Earth was discovered. 3 feet below the lunar surface, near the crater Tycho. Radio emission aimed at Jupiter. 4-million-year-old black monolith has remained completely inert, and purpose still a total mystery.
I see. Exactly. Grand Canyon. The visuals are kind of trippy. Now it's getting on. It's the one who flew off. It's the past guy. Yeah, I guess it's the past guy. I don't remember the name. It seems I'm very confused. Reborn again. Yes, it's ending. It should be a trippy movie. I don't know what's going on in that thing. It's a very good visual stuff. So, I'm going to